and welcome to Inner Circle Guidance. Today we're going to be doing a collective reading, but for those of you who are new to the circle, hello and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I post new readings every single day. And if you're looking for personal services or personal readings, I offer them through my website, innercircleguidance.com. We have the High Priestess. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. Interesting. Wow. And we have the Two of Wands. And look, it goes 2, 3, 2, 2, 2. That's crazy. Oh my. And we have the Three of Cups on the bottom of the deck. That is absolutely crazy. Well, first off, I should say, for those of you who are unfamiliar with 222 or angel number 333, I highly recommend looking those two angel numbers up, as you may receive additional guidance on this reading. But threes have to do with balance. Threes have to do with creativity and feminine energy of creativity. It also has to do with balancing of relationships, which is the same for number two. Number two has to do with harmony and balancing your relationships. But twos usually have to do with external relationships, whereas threes tend to do more with your internal relationship of mind, body, and spirit coming into union. What I'm picking up on with this reading, you're being prompted to have a deeper connection to your higher self and your intuition at this time. There's certain things happening in your relationships right now that are meant to be teaching you some sort of important lesson. One of those lessons that I'm picking up on here, you need to keep in mind your energy and how your energy affects other people. And what I mean by that is not so much about caring what other people think of you, but understanding your power and your strength, especially when we are someone who has been through a lot and has healed a lot, who is very much self-aware and has gone through a lot of spiritual awakenings. We have a tendency to have a certain magnetism to us. When we have done a lot of the inner work, we become a magnet for the things in our external life. We attract people, we attract situations, opportunities, we attract money. But what we kind of forget sometimes, and maybe what we put a blindfold onto, is that we think that because we are on a certain tier of our self-awareness, of our spiritual journey, of our spiritual awakening, we think that all the people that we attract are going to be on the same vibrational frequency as our frequency. We think that because the law of attraction states that like attracts like, that we end up just creating relationships all around us that are on the same vibrational frequency, that have similar values and intentions. But what we sometimes forget is that there's also another law to the universe that talks about balance. When you fall into a more extreme energy, such as if you're very spiritually enlightened, very much self-aware, very much healed, you will have a tendency to attract the opposite to a certain extent, because those people who are unhealed see your light and want to step into it, think that by being near you, being present, being around you, talking to you, that somehow your light will rub off on them. And then what happens is when it starts to, they get uncomfortable, and usually it causes conflict. But this is not your fault. You are very much being prompted to continue leading as an example, but just keep in mind there's going to be people who come across your life who are not completely in alignment, who you are maybe supposed to help guide instead of them being necessarily a part of your inner circle. This is going to take some discernment. You're being asked to pay attention to subtle energies. You'll see that there's going to be a lack of follow through for some people who claim that they're on the same page as you, but are not. You're also going to see that sometimes the people who really look up to you, who think you have great ideas and are really wonderful, only feel that way and and are not intimidated by your energy when it's either not directed at them or when it just simply doesn't make them uncomfortable, in which case you suddenly become the bad guy. If you're struggling with relationships at this time, when you are adjusting your life and you are making changes and planning for your future, those plans and those decisions and everything are going to shift when you are more healed and when you've done the inner work and you are on a different path versus when you were not. You are being prompted to look at your attachments in different relationships in your life at this time. You may come to find that certain relationships were only working really well for you when you were the less healed version of yourself, because that was the thing that was tying you together. That was the thing that you both saw eye to eye on. It was the energy you were both focused on. However, it played out, but you may come to find that that's no longer the case and it's no longer working in such harmony. That is okay. That doesn't mean you have to completely get rid of every relationship, but what it means is that you may need to adjust your energy and your planning and your decisions to where you're not factoring that person in the same way, or you're setting up stronger boundaries between you and that person. Ultimately, you are going to be bringing in more happiness and fulfillment, more celebrations in your relationships, also in your career and your finances, I'm seeing, meaning that it's also going to be in your work relationships. The other message that I'm hearing here is that you are being prompted to seek spiritual guidance when you need it, especially when you feel like you're struggling with these relationships or when you feel like you are at your wit's end with certain aspects of it. I'm also hearing that this work that you've been doing on yourself is shifting you into a timeline where you are more in line with your purpose and your mission in life, which is very important. Continue to be curious towards that. Continue to ask questions from your guides about your purpose, and you will continue to receive answers. Remember that your spiritual team is also part of your inner circle. For some of you, you may be receiving guidance from a new guide at this time, or receiving a new guide, period. They may communicate with you a little differently than you're used to, which may take a second for you to sort of catch on. But I'm hearing that for those of you that this message in particular with that is resonating, it's because you are at a very pivotal moment in your life where the guides are giving you more support to build you towards the next thing in your life. Sometimes when you see 222, it means that the next triple digit number that you see is going to be of importance for you during this next phase of your life. Be looking out for specific messages from your guides and specific numbers, as that will give you some indication as to what you're kind of needing to be focusing on here and where you need to put your time and energy into. So this is your reading. If it resonated with you, don't forget to like this video and comment your affirmation down below. Your affirmation for this reading is, I am continuing to align to my life purpose. And as always, may your life be full of light, full of love, abundance, and gratitude. I'll see you next time.